ability, very subtly, but it happens. So what I'm about to tell you is in keeping with my vow of never to overstate or exaggerate. So here it is. Freedom is under assault in America at a greater level than at any time in American history. This we have never witnessed. We have witnessed Americans disagreeing vigorously with one another, but we have never witnessed an assault on freedom like we are now, from the university to politics to the media. There is a suppression of freedom and free speech that has never happened before in American history. So of course I could tell you from my own personal experience. As you heard, I am honored to have been the founder of Prager University. We do get 1 billion views a year. They are mostly young people. And we put out a video every single week, 5 minutes. 4 former prime ministers have given videos. Liberals like Alan Dershowitz of Harvard Law School have given videos. Professors from all over the country. Of the 400 videos, 80 of them have been placed by Google, which is by YouTube, which is owned by Google, on a restricted list. In other words, if a family has a filter to block pornography and violence, they cannot see a Prager University video. A library can never see one of these 80 Prager University. There are 5-minute videos that come out each week. I want to give you examples, though, of what is lumped with pornography on YouTube by Google, its owner. So, for example, I only give 10% of the courses, but I'll give you one example from me. I have given a course because I am writing a very big Bible commentary called The Rational Bible. I've taught the Bible, thank you, all 4 of you who have applauded, I appreciate it. And by the way, it's available in Costco, which is a great honor. I must say, when a Bible commentary is sold in Costco, you've done something right. I have to admit. Anyway, so a number of my videos are on the 10 Commandments. The 10 Commandments, it's on the restricted list. Alan Dershowitz, liberal, Democrat, Hillary Clinton supporter, gives a 5-minute course on the legal founding of Israel. It's on the pornography restricted list. Yes, I know, you could see it. Go to Prager and look, what are the restricted videos? I try to find some commonality. I could tell you this, if it defends America, it's probably on the restricted list. If it defends Israel, it's probably on the restricted list. If it advocates anything about God, it's probably on the restricted list. Victor Davis Hanson gave a 5-minute course on the Korean War. It was on the restricted list. This is what they do. This is an assault. At the universities, I'm sure you are aware of what happens at universities when conservative speakers come. Ben Shapiro went to Berkeley. They spent $600,000 on security. A 30-something-year-old Jew with a yarmulke gets a $600,000 security detail at an American university. Nobody would have believed this 10 years ago. Do you understand what is happening at the university? This is why you heard about the film No Safe Spaces. You will see it tonight. This is Adam Carolla, God bless him, even though he's an atheist. But I believe God blesses good atheists. I really do. That's my theology. And he has earned it. He is an extraordinary human being. We've collaborated in making this film that you will see about liberty in America. If this is critical for every one of you to know, because this has been so effective in my life. We must attempt to distinguish between liberals and leftists. This is incredibly important. It is both intellectually honest and effective. If you have a relative, and it's very hard to imagine anyone here does not have a relative who is on the other side of the political spectrum, If you have a relative, because I don't want relatives, I don't want families to be divided over politics. It's very painful. So here is something that is very effective. Ask a friend, not in a confrontational manner. I'm just curious, are you a liberal or a leftist? And they will probably say, what do you mean? Which is a fair response. So here are a few examples of what do we mean? Race. I was raised, hey, I'm a Jew from New York. On my birth certificate, it says Democrat. I just want you to understand that. And by the way, that is considered immutable. Sex may change, but party cannot. Anyway, that's how I was raised. I understand this world. And one of the basic liberal doctrines, basic, central, was racial integration, correct? That racial segregation was generally regarded as, and not just generally, universally regarded as evil. Racial segregation was something for bigots, and that is correct, it was. It's returned. Leftists support racial segregation as much as they did in the Deep South in the 1950s. Harvard has an all-black dorm. Harvard has an all-black graduation exercise. All-black graduations take place throughout this country at universities. All-black dormitories. If you are against a black dormitory, you are considered racist. The University of California has sent out, it's on the internet. I wrote a column on it. The University of California has a list of racist microaggressions. That's what they're called. And here's an example of one. If you say there is only one race, the human race, that is considered racist. I know it's so incredible what I'm telling you that if you're skeptical, I totally get it. You should be. Look it up. I couldn't come to another speech if I just made up something like that. You understand? If you just say there's only one race, the human race. But that is exactly what everyone in this room believes. I believe that on religious grounds. That is, God created Adam. Adam was not black. Adam was not white. Adam was not Asian. Adam was not Hispanic. We are all descended from a non-ethnic, non-race descriptive human being. That's it. All of us. Here's another one. Liberals were noted for their support for Israel. Harry Truman went against the entire State Department when he recognized Israel's independence when it was declared in 1948. Liberal John F. Kennedy and Henry Jackson, Scoop Jackson of Washington State, liberals were in the forefront of support for Israel. The left hates Israel. The left, in all of left-wing history, I've studied it my whole life. I was at the Russian Institute at Columbia. I studied under Zbigniew Brzezinski. That's my field. Leftism, unlike liberalism, has always been anti-Semitic. And it is today. That's another distinction. Israel, the United States, capitalism. The liberals were always pro-capitalist. The left hates capitalism because capitalism enables freedom. Freedom is under assault. So let me end with this. This is a very critical thing. I just said this last week at the European Parliament where, unbelievably, I was invited to speak. Freedom is a value, not a human instinct. The notion that all people want to be free is not true. Freedom/liberty is a value, not a yearning. People yearn to be taken care of, not to be free. That is so, if you understand that, you understand why so often we lose to the left. The left does not give a damn about freedom, but it does promise that you will be taken care of. That's the great difference. Liberals believed in freedom and conservatives believe in freedom, but the left believes in taking care of you, or at least that's the rhetoric. By the way, I got this, as I did, to the extent that I have wisdom, I got it all from the Bible. The Israelites leave slavery. And what is the first thing they do after they are liberated from slavery and they see the sea split and they see 10 plagues and they see God's hand? The first thing they do is complain. That's what they do. You ever hear of the book of Numbers? It's the 4th book of the Bible. People ask me, why is it called Numbers? I said, because of the numbers of complaints the Israelites made. And you know what they complained? It was better in Egypt because we had meat to eat. People don't want to be free. Better to be a slave who's given food than to be free and work for your food. That's why the left wins. It appeals to human nature. We appeal to higher values. That's the battle. Thank you very much. Thank you.